Ao vivo. Hello, everybody. Today we have a very special guest. He speaks my language, but he's living in other country. He's going to tell us a little about his story. I think he was in Canada. He was in lots of countries, and today he's in USA, more in California, and he's going to talk a little more about his experience in the PVs. Hello, Derek. How are you, my friend?
Hello. Hello. Very good. Very good. How are you doing? Having a cool night today in LA. Otherwise, good. Thanks for having me.
Have it, my friend. It's always good to have a nice and good rider. Like always, I just want to say to everybody is coming. If you have questions to make to him, leave the questions there, and then later on, if we don't have answer this question or that not made, it's going to be a pleasure to answer all your questions. First of all, how do you find? Is always the first question. How do you find out the PV world found you?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. I think it all started with me seeing a boosted board, as many of us, I guess. And I was like, oh, that's super cool. But I was in Brazil, and that was not feasible to get one of those boards there. And so, I forgot about it actually. And then one day I was in San Francisco, and then I realized I saw somebody on one, and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about this. I should have one. And then that's how I started researching, and then got into it a few years ago.
So for the people who don't understand the prices in Brazil is lots of taxes and it's very expensive. When you buy one thing that costed to maybe $2,000 in Brazil, they're going to put so much tax that maybe you can buy it for 2 or 3 times more the price, and is amazing. And the people receive less money than in USA. That's why is so difficult. What he's telling, I know because my wife is Brazil from Brazil too, and we talk about that in private. Uh, and how do you see today? We talked the last time. How do you see the PV from the moment you started till today? How do you see the improvement? Because you have a big machine today in your hand.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, so to me, like what's interesting is when I started, I had two main reasons why I wanted to have a skateboard. First is I knew how to ride a skateboard. I know how to do the tricks. I know no
Hmm.
trick, but I can move from point A to point B on a regular skateboard. That is what I did.
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, great. This has motors in it, so I can commute. So that was the first reason. And the second reason is I really liked seeing things around, like visiting nature. And the ride was fun. So that picture is in Vancouver. That's when I was leaving Vancouver, actually. And I was basically putting all of my stuff inside a storage room so I could move over to the US. And the way that I was doing a lot of trips was I had a backpack. I would hop on the board, go to my house, pick a bunch of stuff in the backpack, and then ride all the way to the storage to like drop inside the storage unit. And then I did that trip like several times.
But
Um,
that is a DIY board completely.
this is my first board. Yes, this is my first DIY board.
But
I
you made
initially
it.
I made it, yeah, out of loaded deck. So just
Hmm.
using the loaded deck and some like cheap batteries and direct drive motors. So I initially started on hub motors. Hub motors were okay. I knew how they worked. And to me, I always like to not complicate my next step, to not have to make too many decisions. So if I were to do a DIY board and I needed to learn how to do gearing, how to do belts or drive or gears, like there were too many things to decide, and I just wanted to go easy. So my first build was just regular direct drive motors,
Hmm.
and regular non-pneumatic, so urethane wheels,
Yeah,
a regular loaded deck.
and it was easy for you with Outmotors to ride in Vancouver. Because Vancouver is don't have nothing to do with LA. Is two types of weather completely different because one is very hot and the other one is very cold.
So doing DIY in Vancouver is fun because in Vancouver it rains for 6 months, and then it's sunny and beautiful, like best sunsets I have ever had for 6 months. So for 6 months you DIY, and then for 6 months you run, you ride, right? And that's it, and like, you alternate between the two of them.
So, look, talking about Vancouver, I know that you ride with the guys from Vancouver, and I'm going to put a small video, and you can talk a little more about the guys there, for us to try to understand how nice or how good was that. Let's put it here, and
Yeah,
we're going to go from the start. I don't know why that came to there, so let's do it. So, tell us a little more about how was the experience riding with the guys from there.
yeah. So it was super fun. It was the first time for me seeing other PVs. I you know I knew that those things existed, but I never realized that they would all like you know catch up together and ride together. And to me, like what I like the most about knowing this group, and I'm very very thankful for everyone in Vancouver for welcoming me in the group, was knowing so many more places that I would not know myself if I, would explore it myself. Because
Mhm,
people that are locals, they know the nice places, the scenic routes, the most beautiful places. So this is through Stanley Park, which
mhm,
is one of the beautiful routes there. There's the seawall, so we go like really close to the sea, and so fun. I loved it. And the group was super fun. Everybody's super chill. We did some really long rides sometimes, and we had regulars as well. So this is like official ride. So Mayher organized. So like huge props to that guy. He really like does a really good job running the group.
mhm,
Uh, he organized the official rides. The official rides were super organized. Like we had people in the front, people in the middle. They communicated to each other, made sure that nobody was left behind. So super super nice. Um, and also we always had like raffles and prizes and this type of stuff, which was like for me like, whoa, this is really upscale. Yo, this guy's in pros. Like it was the first time I saw, wow, this thing is serious. And I thought it was just for fun, but like there's people sponsoring and there's a lot of stuff happening. So I really appreciated this, and I'm very thankful for these folks. Like folks really showed me the city around, and I can say the same about my experience with PEVs everywhere, although that has been like only three places today. It's all about exploration and all about, hanging out, knowing new places, following, chasing the beautiful places to ride. That is what I really love about it.
And my question is like this: how is the laws in Vancouver for the PVs?
Sorry?
How is the laws, and
Oh,
how is everything okay? It's not no problems.
I mean, we never had a problem. Technically, it's not legal, from
Mm-hmm.
what I understand, but we never really had a problem. So
Was okay.
like I have seen cops here in LA stopping
Mm-hmm.
us, but I've never
Mm-hmm.
seen anything happening in Vancouver specifically.
Okay. So, and then how was this transaction from one place to another place? Then going from Vancouver and coming to LA, because LA is like crazy stuff with the PVs.
Yes, I know, right? That's actually funny. Like it was not any expected, I would say. It was work related.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was in a work visa in Canada, and my visa was basically ending, and I needed
Mm-hmm.
to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I needed to come back to where I was working from, which was originally San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Because of
Okay.
COVID, everybody moved from San Francisco. All my friends moved from San Francisco to Los Angeles. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, there's stuff to do. Like, San Francisco, there's not a lot of stuff to do. We want to be there." I'm like, "Okay, cool. I guess I'm following you guys, right?"
Mm-hmm.
When I got here, before I arrived, I'm like, "Okay, great. I know PV groups. I want to ride with the guys there. So let me start looking for it." So I discovered LA PV, and I discovered that LA Skate. And I discovered that LA Skate and Bay Skate were the biggest communities around. I'm like, oh shit,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I was so excited to come over and ride. And but the problem is flying from Vancouver to here and leaving all your stuff in a storage container means that you cannot carry your batteries. So
Yeah.
when I got here, I was like suffering so much because I didn't have batteries and I needed to figure out how to get a battery to be able to ride my board. The board I brought with me, but no batteries. So I got it. I had to find in Amazon. It took me 3 weeks to buy a battery, and I
Mm-hmm.
decided to just like stack the battery on top and use some Velcro tape to stack it. And then I came to the streets in
This
LA.
one. Let
Uh,
me put it here.
that one exactly. So yeah, this is the C strapped on the bottom, and then
Mm-hmm.
the other one, the other black strip there is holding the battery. This is yeah, this board.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
funny when I was moving here, I was like in between. I decided to move to belts because then I
Mm-hmm.
learned how it worked enough in Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
And so I bought the motors. I did the belt replacement, but I was still using the cloud wheels. Uh,
Okay.
the problem is LA streets are not Vancouver streets.
Yes.
Vancouver streets are beautiful overall, very well maintained. But here, like, it's bumpy. There's all sorts of patches. So my first learning riding with that board here was okay. We need pneumatics because there's no way I'm going to be able to ride this and survive in the city.
I
Yeah,
believe you.
this is that board. This is the loaded deck. The battery is on top, the blue thing, and then the cloud wheels. In one of my first rides here in LA.
And was the sensation of riding for the first time with these guys here in LA because that is crazy.
I was like, this is fast. My reaction was like, oh shit, this is fast. Like in Vancouver, we would say, oh shit, I was going at 40 kilometers per hour. But then I came here and people were like, we're riding at 40 miles per hour.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
6 times faster than what we used to ride in Vancouver. So,
Like
um,
we are seeing now. Now you are with Panama. You are with I think is
yes,
the 7 soul. Uh,
exactly. This is already the pneumatic wheels. And
mhm,
then I wrapped the battery in red because it was blue and it was bothering.
mhm.
It was blue and all my dress is red.
Everybody was like, but I think DIY is the perfect word. We lots of people now in Europe is doing most of the stuff is DIY because you can improve your machines the way you want it, and
Yeah,
you can buy the parts what you think is better for you. And sometimes when you buy a stock machine, you're going to have some things is good. Sometimes some things are not the best, and that's why I think DIY is the best ones. Like your machine there, your machine there is everything parts.
everything
One
parts. Yeah,
one deck is from one.
this is my third build. So I went from the loaded deck to an Evo because people convinced me that drop down decks are useful. I'm like, okay, cool. Let me do that. And so this is my recent build. I built this for AVS for the races in AVS this year,
Mm-hmm.
and this is like the stooge trucks. Because when I stood on one of those for the first time, I'm like, oh, this is so easy to turn. I love it. I was on double kingpins, which everybody made fun of me because of that, because I was going too fast on double kingpins. And but then when I was on one of those trucks, I'm like, oh, they're so soft, so easy to turn. So I was really in love with that. And then the deck is from Red Ember Decks, is in
Mm-hmm.
North Camp.
Yeah, I know. I make the interview here with him.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome! Yeah, Jamie.
yeah.
Yeah,
He
he's a
makes fantastic decks.
fantastic. This is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Super sturdy. I really loved it. Super easy to build because this deck was made for disc trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was designed together with David Bond, so they're
Mm-hmm.
perfectly aligned
You
together.
you always use the battery on the top.
Yes, and that is the funny part. I don't think you can actually see this, but the battery is close to the helmet, and it's
Yes,
all.
yes, yes. No, I'm going to put the picture here. I have one picture here.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I decided it's just like easier to do this because for me, because I am always changing battery, changing, a lot of other things. And I didn't want to necessarily drill the deck to put something underneath. And I still want to also bring down the deck a little bit by drilling a hole through
Hello,
it.
Moe. We are talking about the man. The man is here.
Oh, thank you, Mo. Yeah.
So how are you, my friend? So I just want to understand because most of the guys who race this, they put all of them the deck
Yes.
in a different position than you. Do you feel comfortable to ride in top speeds with a battery? Don't make no change for you
Yeah. So there is a little bit of a feeling in the beginning where turning, there's a little bit of bias when you turn, but in a few days I got used to it. And I try to like put the battery exactly in the center, so it's like weight distributed, at least, if
hmm
it makes any sense. And and after that I forgot about it, so at this point I don't forget. I don't even remember that it's there.
Okay. If that is, it's just a question I think is important for us to answer because when you see the other ones, how they put the batteries, how they write, is totally different because then you have the batteries is not like the completely deck, and
Yeah.
for you, you just have in the center of the board and is higher. Uh,
Yes.
and,
Higher. Yeah.
yeah, that's why I'm asking you. You have, I think, a little different style from the guys to ride. Do you get used to ride in this style from you, or that was something that you are used to?
I got used to, I would say. uh
Because most of the guys we see your deck normally, all the guys who race there, they always have the front feet stuck with the what's the name,
the
um,
binding.
yeah, with the bind,
Yes.
and you don't have not one. You
Yeah.
don't use it. I don't use it too.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
like.
maybe not yet. Mo gave me actually a binding to try, so
Mm-hmm,
maybe I'll try it to see the difference.
mm-hmm,
Because when you're actually racing, riding on a day to day, you don't need it. But if you're racing, sometimes you really need to lean,
mm-hmm,
and it's not like you can't do without bindings, but it's less uncomfortable to do with bindings, I guess, because you have like an additional lever with the bindings, on top of your feet.
mm-hmm,
If you do this, you also like pull the board as well.
mm-hmm.
So you don't
Yeah,
only
of course.
push it down, you also pull it up. So I believe that it can give an advantage to racing, but it's not something I would do on a day to day. So when I'm out in a way that when I go out for chores or anything else, I can still like take it out. So I can be a little bit more like chill and comfortable in it. But
Mm.
maybe I can just leave it. I don't know. I never tried it, so to me it's gonna be a new thing, and to me it's
But
always about trying new
my
things.
question is like this: we use here in Europe, most of
Yeah,
the guys they has the opportunity. We use the MBS, uh, and you can take it out and you can put it. You don't have to have it all the time. Is like a click and
hmm,
you close it or you open. And like me, my style of riding when I go fast, I like is if it's open, maybe I have to have stick my foot. But when I start to have like in cart bands or something like that, that you need, I need to move my feet, and I don't know if I'm going to stuck with my feet not moving because when you change directions you have to move a lot your feet.
yeah, yes,
uh, is not, I know that you guys the avs is a race more power, you have bigger curves and everything, then is maybe is a different thing. I never tried this style of riding. That's why I'm asking
yeah.
because
To
you
me,
understand what I
that's
mean.
what clicked. Yeah, that's when it clicked to me. Like I never felt like I needed, and honestly, like I've gone through some really like bad potholes, and I didn't
Mm-hmm.
fall. maybe
Yeah.
out of luck, maybe out of skill, I don't know. And so I never really felt the need. But then this AVS, it was like I was having to move my front foot so much. And I think like, I was talking to Mo after this, and it's like, yeah, maybe you should have a binding, because with the binding you can like also like pull the board to the top, and
Yeah.
so you have to move your foot less, and then you just move your back feet instead of moving
Hmm.
your front one.
Yeah, you have to move your feet. That is, I think, is perfect. I speak here with Moe in an interview. I understand what he's saying. Is comfortable for you, but like me, I was last time in. I create events here in Europe, and one of our guys he rides tramper, and
Mhm.
tramper you always have your feet stuck to the, and he damaged his shoulder because yeah, he was carving very fast, and in a carve they break, uh,
Yeah,
and he falls, and because his feet was stuck to the machine he could not
react.
jump. Yeah, you cannot jump, you cannot do nothing, you have to go with the board together. and uh,
That's
and then that was a bad one because he broken his shoulder. uh, that is the problem for us to ride. That's why I come to the next point. In this time now that you are riding with these guys and you are now coming to speeds that maybe you never imagine, do you ever damage yourselves, and what you use as protections and what you recommend?
that's a great question. I think I might have a funny, very quick video. Let me see. Where is it? So a while ago, I fell a couple times.
Mm-hmm,
Not uneventful for me, all this learning.
mm-hmm,
I think the most epic one was in Vancouver, going down Queen E Park on my first board, which was a China board, super short one.
mm-hmm,
Um, and I was filming with this 360 camera, and I kept filming while I wiped on the ground. I was going down, so I literally like roll a couple times with the camera, and the only thing I cared when I was falling was, oh shit, let me keep the camera to not hit the lens on the ground. That was my
mm-hmm.
only concern at the time. So I might be able to find the video, but I don't have it right now. Um,
But the important thing, I'm asking you this because I think it's important, because you guys, you are very fast. You are very
yes.
fast. For the people who don't understand these guys, they are very fast. And I think the safety. I see Mario one time going downhill, riding with the guys, and I see him crash, and that was very, very. If you don't have this motocross jacket, that was not a jacket. That is the completely. Uh, Protection.
Full body.
I think yes, I think he was going to be very damaged, and that's why I think it's important for you guys to explain when you race, for the people who are out there, what you use normally. I can show a picture from you. I have pictures from you that I think is shown. What
Yeah.
is you having in this moment that at there as protections?
So this is regular MTB downhill pants, just because they have some leather in them that helps to protect the sides.
Mm-hmm.
The fabric is also very tough, so I wiped on this several times, and the fabric is still fine, as opposed to like regular Nike
Mm-hmm.
turtle pants. Then I have the Liat pads, which are pretty standard to always have them, like always have them, even when I'm biking, I have
Mm-hmm.
them. I have elbow pads as well, and then the full chest protection from Fox, also like
Mm-hmm.
MT stuff. It has shoulder as well, so if you hit your shoulder, at least it's not gonna like directly hit the bone.
Mm-hmm.
It has that little flappy thing,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the protection I usually use. Sometimes in the beginning here, that I was so scared, I even had the little like underwear that
Yeah.
has the pads on them, uh,
Mm-hmm.
just because you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. We have to think you are riding a machine. For the people who are not with miles, when we talk about 40, 50 miles, we are talking about 80 to 100 kilometers per hour. guys, for you to try to the people who are with kilometers. That
Yes.
is that you are going fast. That is not easy, and if you are out there, don't think they make it that they train a lot. Do you go most of the times in a weekend with this guys training in this places that they go all the time? Because they always go. Let me see, where is that here? I don't know what's the name of this, but
Yeah. At the dam. This is
yeah.
the Polida. Yeah. Yeah. This is where intro to speed happens. This is
Mm-hmm,
from last year. So last year I actually did go to intro almost
mm-hmm.
like every single one after I discovered where it happened. This year I got lazy. Not lazy. I was busy with another thing. I was doing some other stuff, also related to PEVs, but not on intro. So I didn't go to intro too much. I crashed one of the days coming back from intro. So I crashed at probably around like, let me convert, 60 kilometers per hour.
Mm-hmm.
I crashed
Ooh.
pretty bad. I had a battery on my backpack, so I was
Mm-hmm.
heavier.
This.
And then my board ended up going like hitting something, bending the motor mounts. One of the motor magnets kind of moved inside, so like completely like damaged. That's why I had to build this one prior to EVS, because the other one was really like, I need to like, if I am to buy other things, I might as well just like do an upgrade as well for a slightly longer deck.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's the best thing you can do it.
yeah, but this year I didn't go too much, but last year I did almost 3,000 miles in LA on a skateboard.
Wow,
Um,
wow.
the previous year I had done already quite a little bit, and so that was fun doing those 3,000 miles. So I was pretty much trained last year, and then I also came from snowboarding, which I
Yeah, I
learned
see the pictures from you.
helps absolutely. Like when I came back, I was like, "Oh shit, I'm so untrained on the board. I need to get back again." And I was like, "Oh shit, it's actually better. Like I feel that I'm doing better." So snowboarding gonna help me in some way.
That is crazy. But for me to try to understand, do you think now in 1 year has changed a lot for the PV and the races? Do you think that is going to come very big in the future?
I really want it. Like honestly, like it's funny because I described to my mom sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
a few days ago we had ADS. I'm like, hey, we have this like skateboard racing.
Mm-hmm.
Really hard to get respect from people. Like, oh, a bunch of like, old guys that think they're young, and you're. My mom literally said like, "Oh, you're a teenager back again, and now you're a teenager." I'm like, "No, this is serious stuff. It's not teenager stuff." So it's hard to get respect from people when you say they're racing skateboards, but then you show the videos, and to be honest, like the folks that made the drone videos this year,
Mhm.
those guys were wild. Like
That was magnificent. That was like a big change, guys.
yeah,
That was a big change.
huge. And like I see like as it's the same feeling to me of going to Vancouver and seeing like raffles and making the thing like feel professional somehow. Like I think it's about that. Like this year was really good. Like compared to last year, like I know the organizers are like, oh yeah, things were disorganized. I'm like, but in my view, it was better than last year, and this is what matters
Yes,
in the end.
you cannot imagine. I was perplexed to just to see the videos. I was like, the guys with the drones at the Zen Zone. He makes his drone too, and he makes some films. And I was like, wow, that is amazing.
Yes.
That is not just. I'm going to put something here because I want to see for the people to just to understand.
Yeah.
Maybe you are. So this is a big track, guys. For you guys who are out there, hello, Justin.
Hey, Justin.
I just want to understand the people who are there out there. They don't know how fast these guys are riding,
Yeah.
and that is not just
and how complex those curves are. This first
Yeah.
one, I lost it on the heat races,
Hmm.
because I was going too fast. I was trying to pass everyone. I was very happy, very excited, and I ended up messing up. So like it's really tight. Like it seems it's super open,
Hmm.
but even like this one, you can end up like shifting to the where the
Perfect
zone is
stop,
going,
huh?
like almost going out of the curve. This one is pretty easy because you just like try to cut this to whatever
Hmm.
the other. Um, this one is complex, sort of, because you have to slow down a bit, and then accelerate pretty fast on this to get back to speed. Um, this is kind of easy, and then it becomes a really like good area to do speed. This curve is progressive, so you can get a lot of speed on this. But then you face the other turn, which is hard. Yeah,
But
which
can I ask you something? Don't you think that comes from rider to ride? If you ride goofy or if you ride normal, the curves can
yes,
change.
for me, yeah, I'm talking about myself.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes,
But
I
that's
think it does change. Yeah, yeah, because I'm easier to. I feel less.
oh,
Yeah, I feel more confidence actually going to. Um, I feel more confident on my heel side than I
Mhm.
am on my toe side.
Yeah, that's why I tell. But there is for me, I'm training now to ride with the to the two sides,
Hmm.
and I notice for me sometimes it's difficult. It's easy for me to curve to the left and to the right like this. This one for me is perfect to curve, and the other one is now the other one is going to be more difficult for me, and I'm trying to change with my feet to try to work it because I
Yeah,
see that lots of guys they easy because they can ride in the two ways.
yeah.
Then it no make no difference.
I think what
I
is
don't know.
funny that is kind of pushing forward the sport as well is the T race.
Hmm.
Speaking about heel side, toe side, or
Hmm.
which side we're riding. Um, the T race is now measured by your toe and heel side when turning.
Hmm.
And I think this now I see folks here an intro like, oh, we have to I have to improve my heel side, I have to improve my toe side, and so I find it interesting that now we have a tool to analyze performance somehow and then improve and know exactly where you need to improve. So this was a fun insight about the T races.
Yeah, that is a good thing. So now you are racing here.
Yes.
Mhm. That's why I put it now to this one. Let me change here because then you can put all the video. Don't need to.
Yeah, this is the final the main
Yeah.
race.
Hmm. That's why I put it to the last one for the people to see it. And
Yeah, I messed up on
we
the first turn.
but how do you see that the guy is in the front and the second one who is the guys
Oh
coming?
man, this was amazing to watch them.
Uh-huh.
Being third was such like a positive thing because I was seeing them trying to chase each other and pass each other. And I'm like, oh shit, there's so much stuff happening that I am quicker.
you you
Just
just
not,
have to wait. You just
just not,
have to wait
yeah,
for they
because
make shit.
yeah, if they do something, I get
You're
it,
going
right?
to yeah, of course.
I
That
get
is
their third place. But if they don't do, at least I should care about fourth.
but the only thing what is good that is strategic. You are waiting for a way to see. I was talking here last time um, with a person here about this race, and he was talking about I wait for the right moment. Sometimes I studied where the guys has the most problems and what curves they're going to. They do always the same mistake, and then I wait, and then when comes this time I attack because I know he's not so good in this place.
Yes.
Uh,
I
but
can't even think about that strategy when I'm racing. I'm just like, oh shit, I need to get closer. That's the only thing you can think of. Is like, I need to get closer. I can't fall, and there's somebody behind me. Let me just not let them pass me.
Yeah, but it's like I'll, it's like this. I think when you are in third place, you are not consuming so much battery because you're going to have more power for the maybe the less. How many is 2 laps, right?
Three laps.
3 laps. Okay,
Three laps. That was
okay.
actually good.
Less time was 2 laps. The other race, the about 6 or 7 months ago. Because in the interview, the guys that I was telling me why they don't make more laps than 2 or 3, and I
Yes.
think more than 2 and 3 is going to be very difficult for all of us to go to the end, because the power you use in our legs and the batteries is like no make
Yeah.
no sense.
In Vegas, I think we had 6 and 5 laps when we had Eastgate Con.
Hmm.
The fifth lap was interesting to
Hmm.
describe. Eastgate Con was also hard because it was a like slippery track somehow.
Hmm.
This is not any slippery. So
You are talking about Las Vegas.
yeah, Eastgate Con.
Yeah, yeah, but I think that is very sleepy. I see much guys there having problems.
Yeah, we it was tough. It was tough. It was good because Mo figured out the day before the main races
Mm-hmm.
way to make the track more sticky, and
Mm-hmm.
actually helped.
Oh, is a
Yeah,
filler.
yeah. These guys were rocking. It was super fun.
Do you race against these guys before, or was the first time?
First time, and it's funny because I was busy fixing my board because it had a problem right before the race, and so I needed to do something about it. I didn't get a single, so I didn't do almost did the heat races without any laps, so
Mm-hmm.
without exploring it the track for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
because I was fixing the board. It was broken. So I didn't see too much. When I saw the guy that is first, I saw his board. I'm like, oh, kind of like small wheels and etc. I'm like, how can that be so powerful? It's not. So I was kind of
Okay.
making fun of it. But then I saw it in person, and this guy is fast.
Mm-hmm.
The one is in
Well,
first,
yeah,
as fuck.
yeah, but they change the position sometimes, huh? That was not
No,
just.
no. Ryan was having a really hard time because that board was fast, and he was
Yeah,
huge.
yeah, but Lacroix here riding, I was is impressed. Look,
Yep.
Lacroix don't have no. I have the original Lacroix. You can forget. So, but now it's going to pay. I'm going to make you a question. I never made it. If I go to, like me, if I go now to USA and I want to race against you guys, I bring my board with me.
Hmm.
We have today a guy here. I don't know if you know. His name is Atox. So Atox is one of the guys rocking, and he has the um, just for you to understand, he makes the Psycho frame, just the name. You can imagine what you're going to have. The and he's the guy who create the gear drives and everything. So Atox is very known by his community, and now he create a mini frame. What is when you go to the race there? What is there is different groups? There is or everybody race with everybody. What how that works with the longboards there in a
Oh,
race?
you mean like
There
the
is categories.
yes categories? Yes. So the way that the race works, and I learned it all here. To be honest, I have never
Mm-hmm,
won races before, so I learned from these guys.
mm-hmm,
So the first thing we do is qualifying. So Saturday on AVS, it was qualifying for the whole day. Qualifying is their lap times. So they time your lap for each one, for each
mm-hmm,
person in all the PV. So from
mm-hmm,
UCs, scooters, e-skates, everybody's timed.
mm-hmm,
Then based on the timings, they group the times that are like very far apart from each other. So I think this year in e-skate there were so the three classes: starters, sportsmen, and pro. The three classes. and
Hmm.
pro is the fastest. From pro to sportsman, there's like 15-second difference, 10-second difference, and from sportsman to beginners, starters, it's 10 more seconds, 20 more seconds of
Yeah,
difference.
but okay, I understand that. That means that is just because of your different of times. Don't have
Yes.
nothing to do with the machine. If you have bigger motors or smaller motors, nothing like that.
No, it's all together.
Okay, that means I'm going to show something for everybody who don't knows. So this guy,
Holy cow.
for everybody don't know, that is Atox. This guy is everything he made himself.
That is huge motor.
So that is the Psycho frame, but he makes it now. He created a mini frame. Then I'm going to show you the mini frame. The mini frame you can race with that. That is everything in a CNC. That is very light. And you see where is the battery. That's why I was asking
Oh
about
yeah.
yours. Yeah, that is not a joke. That is I ask you that because I think is important for the people that. So this here, you have to imagine that is a panzer that is just for you to go and race. I don't know why that is blocking now, but doesn't
Yeah.
matter. So
But I think the reason why they do this, the battery on top for those cases, is that they do jumps they do
mhm.
mountain boarding, so to not hit anything, the battery on
No,
anything.
no, no, no. You're going to see it. The mini frame, the mini frame is very close to the that is very close to the hello, hello, Smalls, how are you,
Hey,
my friend?
Smalls, what's up?
So but
Tito needs to
uh
upgrade. Yes, Tito needs to upgrade to that.
Fino needs to update. Yeah, yeah, but I'm just asking you this because I would like to take, and why I would like to race. I can take my board and I can buy the batteries there, and that is the important. And I don't know if there is anything that they say, okay, you cannot race with this because it's not the category. That's why I was asking you
Yeah,
to, because I fly without batteries and I can buy a lipo normal lipo batteries, because we don't use the mbs.
yes.
uh, is directly uh, just use it and end it. That's why I was asking you if that is a um, there is a difference between that. So
Actually, not. And honestly, like we had a stooge board, which is the fastest guys are the
mhm.
stooge boards on beginners, on starters this year. So, um, and I don't see like maybe we should try to separate by power, but
I don't think that is fair.
at this point, honestly, like it is also a direct relationship with DIY for me. Like I like to build, I like to do my own stuff, I like to customize a little bit here and there, and it is part of my performance in the game in the end of the day. Right, like if I want to maybe go faster, I can upgrade my board. Maybe it's not my technique, maybe it's the board, maybe it's a binding, right? And there's
Yeah,
so much variations honestly at this point that it would be really hard to meet the like really create categories. Like you have people that has bindings, and then a group that has no bindings, and then a group that has lipo, and then a group that has regular lithium cells. So like, how do you even like separate groups? I think it becomes really hard.
yeah. That's why I'm asking you, because that way is going to be difficult for you guys to have a race, because most of the people today is DIY, and if you put it in a way, so I'm just going to show you something because I think is fair. So that is the mini psycho frame. So that you see the prototypo and that close to him. The motors is to the inside. You just have where you put your feet and the small battery that you can change every race. And you can change the tires like for the tires that Moe is using. And you can put four motors. Is permitted to have four motors in one race or not? Uh,
Yes, Ron was racing on pro class. He was racing a Stooge frame, Stooge
okay.
trucks, and everything. But instead of using Castle ESCs and in the green motors, the Castle motors, he was using Flipsky motors and four wheel drive and a regular Vesk. So there's no
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
there's no
that's
separation.
yeah, that is good because I was racing last time with the guys from X-Way, the new mid four motors, and this they are fast, huh?
Yeah.
In race, the X-Ways they are fast. I never imagined. I was thinking, okay, I'm going to leave this guy far away, and when I see you have power in this X-Ways, and,
Honestly,
and
I don't underestimate. My lesson is don't underestimate anybody because of the looks. I
my
like
friend, I was like, it was like a shock for me because I was like, this shit, this X-Way with four motors is coming after me, and he don't leave me not a second. It's like I'm
yeah,
moving myself, and he's all the time just trying, and I cannot. It's like when you was racing now, you just see these two guys, and this guy was like, whoa, 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 and I said, "Poor, that is a machine." That's why I understand what you are saying. We cannot. It's always a surprise every time you go race with new guys
yeah,
because you think, oh, it's going to be easy, and then you have a big surprise. And that is not just a joke. But I would like to go this year and ride with you guys. I hope that the COVID don't stop us. I'm planning to bring a machine without batteries
yep,
because we cannot fly with batteries. I will buy the batteries there. I will bring a machine with lots of power because I want to maybe just have a little fun of
yeah,
power with you guys.
yeah.
Winning, I know I'm not going to win because you guys are crazy there and you are used to ride a lot. There is a guy racing with you guys. His name is John. He's from UK. Sometimes he goes,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
he's a guy who rides sometimes with us here.
yes. He came
Uh,
to Intro to Speed a couple times.
yeah, yeah, yes,
Yes,
yes. He's a good. He's a more off-road guy, but now he's riding. And that's why I'm going to ask you. I'm going to put like this: you just ride uh, skateboards, or you uh, never tried like AUC or one wheel, or do you ever try it? What you think? What is your opinion? Because you
yeah,
see, this year was a lots of unicycles there,
yeah.
electric unicycles there.
So unicycles blew my mind. I learned about them in Vancouver because
Mm-hmm.
Vancouver is kind of like a lot of people were getting into unicycles. EVs was opening,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Vancouver, and it was the first time that I saw it. They used to host a session in Vancouver, which is UC University. EVs
Mm-hmm.
does it today as well, on I think Sundays or so, for people to learn. So that's where I started learning it. But I was so when I got here, I got so invested in the like the training, and folks ran the Outlaw series of
Mm-hmm.
races here, which was my first one, and I got so addicted into it that I forgot about everything else. So
Okay.
I was just having a blast on that, and I never got into anything else. And then last year, I was doing a lot of like I need to go to this very far away place to do something because LA
Mm-hmm.
everything is distant, and I have no car here, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a way to
You
go
don't need
anywhere
it.
other than my skateboard. So I needed something that I could do long range ride that was safer, not because of myself, but because of the streets and because of the cars here. Right, like something that's
Okay.
slightly safer and faster. And I remember seeing these guys on this really freaking fast e-bikes
Mm-hmm.
that looked like a fly. That was the Suron, and I'm like, oh, this is fast as fuck, and it seems to be very fun. So let me do that. And so I bought mine a while ago, and I got into modding that as well. So I also started riding them. We didn't race them this year, but I brought it to AVS as well to try to do some really fast laps. And I'm having lots of fun with it. I can do a lot of more chores myself. Like if I need to carry something with myself, like a box or like go to return something from Amazon into like in FedEx. Like it's much easier to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started riding that too, and having lots of fun, doing lots of rides around. Um, Safer to ride at night. And so if I want to go to like Hollywood sign on a skateboard, it's kind of sketchy. People don't see you, and you have to be like pointing your lights, and you have to have really strong lights. So I started riding this Huron as well, which got me into like the modding scene, and all the way to like building an app to like configure controllers on it. So like that's how I spent most of my year this year doing.
Yeah, that is. I just asking because I have two AUC. I have one wheels and one wheels for you. You try it.
I tried it. Yeah, Smalls actually was the one that taught me how to ride.
And that was the sensation.
It was amazing, honestly. In the beginning, it was kind of like it was really hard because I don't have a lot of strength, I guess.
Hmm.
That's the same reason why learning UC was so hard. Like I don't have the strength in my leg, and so I was shaking a lot in the beginning. But after he made me comfortable learning and doing it, it was like, oh, this is like a skateboard. Like
Hmm.
you kind of like have that same feeling of a skateboard after you learn how to do it. But I never ended up buying myself one because they released a new model,
Hmm.
and I was about to buy, but then I'm like, oh, the prices are gonna go down, and I got into the decision paralysis, and I had already too many things, and I'm like, oh no, guys, like I can't have one more thing. Like, let me take a break of having like so many things to ride. Otherwise, I just cannot give attention to all of them.
I just want to show you if I go there, what I'm going to take. This is what I'm going to take.
Oh yeah, this looks slick.
That is the machine.
Gear drives, yeah, some
Yes,
really fat hubs.
yes, that is very, very good. And in the top, I will make the batteries. And I buy small packs, but I want to make with the two, not the two motors, but with the four motors. Then I will see how I do it. Then you can try it. This is going to be amazing machine.
Be
That
prepared to do some 40 miles per hour.
yeah, that is you have to go higher, my friend, than that, or you don't have no chance with these guys in LA. The guys from LA is like you guys are. I see most of your videos, guys, and sometimes I say you have to have a big cojones.
Yeah, funny because sometimes we see like the rides on Facebook page, the events,
Hmm.
and it says like average speed 25 miles per hour. I'm like,
No, that's
that's an average speed. That's not instantaneous speed because we do hit way faster than this.
yeah, that is just way for you to go cruise with your friends. And you never most of the time here when we go very fast, but we don't make nothing in camera because here that can be used against you in court of law.
Oh
Yes,
my god.
that's why you don't see no videos from us when we race or something like that. They stays in private. uh,
I only saw a ticket here in LA once. The
mhm.
guy on a UC got a ticket.
Yeah, but you have to think one thing there. The problem is Netherlands, Holland, Germany, UK. Now up 23 is going to be Spain too. That is four countries is completely illegal to ride all the PVs. The only thing you can ride in Germany is the scooters, the e-scooters. The rest, nothing else. So if they catch you, there is guys here who can go.
Okay.
Hello, my friend. uh, you can go to 3,000 to 4,000. Can come to 5,000 euros, and you lose your machine. If it's a factory machine, you get it back, but you have to prove it is a factory machine. If you have a machine is DIY, you is going to be destroyed.
Wow.
So that means if there was a guy here close to us, he paid 3,500 euros and he lose his board because it was a mountain board DIY. So you can put it all together, it was more than around $7,000
That's
away.
loss.
So that's why we don't put no videos, but it's not that that's why I say we love to see you guys be free to ride. Brazil, my friend, we talk about in private, I would like to talk about because it's so
Yes.
amazing country. Lots of people talk Brazil is dangerous, not, but it's a paradise for me, and I love Brazil. You just have to know how to live there. And Brazil, my friend, how do you see now the movement for the PVs? Do you think it's going to grow very fast? I think.
I
Do you
hope
think?
so. I hope so. I
Bec-
think the problem today is it's not accessible to everyone. It's
Mhm,
very expensive, right?
mhm.
Um,
But you come from the south. The south is better for everybody. Is more organized. Is the people maybe I don't know how much they win in the south, but I think south is better. I was here with Alex, I told you about that,
mhm.
and Alex about 3 years ago was nobody. Now he's coming more and more, and in Sao Paulo is a
Yeah,
big city.
yeah.
Sao Paulo, I was last time talking with a group. It has around 600 700 persons from
Mhm.
unicycles, and there is two sisters. They are very good
Yeah,
making stuff, and uh, I think the future is going to see. We see like the skateboarders from Brazil. They are always on the top of the world
yeah, yeah,
in most of the sports. I think in the future we're going to see lots of PVs in Brazil.
yeah. I really
Maybe
hope so. Honestly, that's one of the things that I really felt I would never be able to do it, unless I was highly paid, right?
okay,
Because of the prices.
okay.
It's 10 times the price of anything in dollars. So a $3,000 board
Hmm.
is 30,000 in Brazil.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
It's
It's
really a lot.
yeah, it's very very expensive. I'm going to put it like this: when you come back now in holidays to Brazil,
Mhm.
and you create electro PV to ride in your city, how do you think is going to be the reaction from the people there when they see you riding?
Oh, it's so funny. So I did in 2019, I think, end of
Okay.
2019. So I go to Brazil every end of year,
Mm-hmm.
and I decided to bring
Oh,
my board with the
okay.
one on the storage containers, the one you saw in the storage
Mm-hmm.
containers. So
Yeah.
that battery on top looked really small if you look at the
Okay.
picture.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there is a reason why. I discovered, I read the law on what you can bring on an airplane. In an
Okay.
airplane, you can bring one 160 watt hour battery if
Mm-hmm.
it's internal, and up to two external 100 watt hour batteries. So it's
Okay.
really nothing, right? It's really little. And segways, the ones like with the two paddles that you ride like
Mm-hmm.
this, the
Mm-hmm.
segway batteries are actually airplane safe
Okay.
if
I
you
didn't
take them
know.
of the unit, right?
Okay.
So I discovered this and I saw the law and I saw what was written on the battery. I'm like, perfect. I can actually bring these batteries with me.
But
So I
with old companies and old states, or is different from state to state and from company to company? That is
it's,
always the big question.
it's phrased differently, but all the companies. So I looked into all my airlines, all the airlines I had, all the connections. I looked into all of them, and all of them had the same numbers: 100 and 160 watt hour.
Because I'm going to try to explain to you. If you go to UPS today, UPS, you can travel and they give you the guarantee in 7 days you're going to receive it.
Hmm.
Is the same what country you are, and they is around $50 to send a battery or a board. Like me, I send my one wheel to Portugal for 35 euros, is
Oh,
around
that's pretty good.
$35. That is a new stuff. You just have to go when you go to OPS. I have a video here if you guys want to see it, to explain how you do it, because it's going to come. All of us was with lots of because we tried for the first time, because you, when you go there, you put what is the machine, then it's going to ask you if that is with batteries or without batteries, or if the batteries is uh, in a box separated, or if it's inside of
Container.
something. Yeah. And I was saying, "Oh, if I send the board, it's going to disappear." No, that was 28 boards sent it, and not a problem, not nothing happens.
Yeah.
It's very safe because that is going to go by land, not by
Yes.
plane,
Yes.
and the prices is very cheap now.
Yes.
Before was very expensive. That's why maybe you can see that maybe is a different thing. Maybe for you to send your board is not expensive.
Yeah.
If you make the insurance very high, then it's going to be around $10 more.
Hmm.
If you go to 3,000, 4,000 euros, but when you see all the things together, you're going to go to around $50, and you're going to receive the machine in your home, and you can ride, and then you send it back in when you see is 100 bucks, go and bring it back.
Yeah.
That's why maybe is a possibility.
Yeah.
But for a person just going to go for a couple days to a place, I think no makes no sense. So now we coming to an hour, my friend. Always tells that is very fast for us. What is the future for you, my friend, in a PVs? Do you plan to continue racing? What is going to be the 2023 for you, my friend? What do you think is going to happen for you?
Great question. I just want to like, they're twofold, right? There is racing, which is a thing that I like doing now, and it's making me better. So I like that aspect of always getting better. The better you get, the less you're gonna fall on the day to day. Exploring with LA PV, it's been absolutely awesome. We do so many scenic rides, and I really enjoy knowing new places. I like to say to my Brazilian friends here, I know
Mhm.
LA more than you all. I know LA more than you all because I go around and I explore around. Like you guys know just touristic places. I know a lot of places that you all don't know. Little they know that I only know this because of this group. So I really appreciate everybody hosting sites, because it's always an exploration for me. So that's kind of like 2023 to me. Like I want to just keep racing, going up that my times, and as well like technique. I got third place on AVS last year, and I got third place this year. Next year, I need
Yes.
to like bump up more. So I think that's the fun, and continue to be part of this movement, and try to like create awareness. Like I talk about this in my company to my
Mhm.
friends,
I see the videos
and
about you talking.
I tell them about this, and they're like, "Oh, that's awkward." I'm like, "But think about it's kart racing. It's like car racing. It's like very similar. It's the same thing, but we're in a different vehicle that we built ourselves, and it's also fun. They keep
Yeah.
it fun. So I show the videos to other people, and potentially that influences them, or their kids, to get into the sport as well, because I think there's a lot of benefits in gathering as a group, learning
Mhm.
new places, exploring around, and then having things like racing, which eventually will, and I expect to, and I hope so, that becomes a real sport, with huge audience and like people yelling and like having
Yeah.
all of that emotion. So that's what I want for 2023.
Yeah, that's I was what you said was fantastic, because about 6 months ago I was with my one wheel to in a school for my doctor, was a presentation, something from the school, was there, all the fathers there, and of one moment to another moment everybody was like, what is this?
Yep.
and and you see a guy coming with just one tire, and they say, what is this? That's why I think it's fun how the people react when they see you go to work, or how is the reaction from the people there?
I think in San Francisco it was okay because boosted board was a thing and
Mm-hmm.
people used to see that, and they made a lot of marketing material. So like boosted was known
Mm-hmm.
by others. I think people still felt it was like crazy, sort of like crazy people type of thing. You know, in Vancouver the same. Like my coworkers, I don't think they had seen that before, so they were also like, "Oh, that's interesting." Like
Did they try it? Did they ask you to try or something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that?
yeah. A couple people tried. Yeah, a couple people tried. In the office is fine because it's carpet, so
Uh-huh.
if you fall, maybe less bad, and also
Yeah.
more resistance, and so it's not
Mm-hmm.
slippery
Mm-hmm.
as well. And at my work right now, it's remote, so we don't get to see necessarily each other on the office. But if I
Mm-hmm.
needed to go to the office, I would definitely be going on a board. 100%,
Yeah.
100% do it. If it's 10 miles, I would probably do it. No problem.
Do you ever find a Brazilian guy there to ride?
I met a Brazilian guy in Vancouver, which was funny. He was like beginning to ride with us. I think that was the only time I saw somebody from Brazil in the group.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay.
and so here in LA, I don't think there is. And if there is, we never met each other.
It was like the time I was inviting you. I didn't know that you are from Brazil, and then we start to talk, and then later on, okay, he's from Brazil, and it's like then we started speaking Portuguese. So, my friend, I like always, I want to say to everybody who came here before we are going to leave you with the last words for the community. But before we go, I just want to say what is going to be the next interview. The next interview is going to be for the guys here in Europe. For the 2023 is going to be a big event. Is in Scotland. This country is going to be on the top of the mountains for the one wheelers. If you are close to us, come. I think they don't have. They are, I think they are close to. I think they have 20 tickets left to close. If you are interested to come to the event, I think they are going to be around 150 persons. They have 130 persons already. So that means it's going to be 20 tickets. Listen what they're going to say is very important. It's 3 days event, is around $100, and in this $100, I think you can go with like when you are doing snowboard, you're going to use the machine to go up and go down. You can use the 3 days. When you think you can use 3 days going up and down and just paying just for that, not eating, not nothing, just close to $100, guys. That is nothing. So you can go all the time. I think it's going to be a fantastic event. Is I love to see more and more events in Europe, and Scotland is beautiful. If you guys have the chance, the last 20 tickets, buy it, guys. Is nothing, and you're going to have a blessed this year. And I hope that more guys in Europe start to make more events. For you, my friend, I just want to say thank you so much, obrigado, for coming here. Don't stop to enjoying this, guys, in LA. Most of the people who I talk, they love you very much, and you are very, 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 very in the heart from all of the community. They like you a lot. They accept you like a fantastic rider. And from my side, I hope to see you very soon. I'm not going to go to Brazil this year, but I'm trying to go to America to go to you guys to race because I'm planning to be there. Uh, and thank you for coming here to the live stream. And I leave you with the last words for the your community and for the people who are going to see this video or is seeing now. I leave you with the last words for all of them.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Of course, like my last message is to be very thankful of everyone around, and in Vancouver, being here, being in San Francisco, everywhere I went, people were amazing. Showed the city around, gave a lot of their time to this, dedicated a lot of their time to this. So I think like this community is awesome. I am super thankful for everybody that host the rides and make this happen. And yeah, thankful for you as well for inviting and being on episode 259 and being an integral part of building the community as well, right? Like it's people like you, and Smalls and everyone putting media out, and creating material. All the people that made videos and photos of AVS, they are ones that are really putting our image out to the world. And so I'm also very thankful for everyone giving so much of their time to make this happen.
I hope that. Thank you so much. I just want to say to we are starting the third year. In 2 years, we made 251 interviews with riders, just with riders, and believe it, guys, we are going to go to the third year. I think we're going to reach the 300 or little more, maybe 350 to 400. And next year, if we are there, maybe we can go to 500 or something like that interviews with riders from around the world. And that is important. The PV riders, if you want to come, don't matter. Sometimes I listen to the persons, oh, nobody knows me. And I say, don't matter, just come here. Oh, but then you're not going to have no clicks. As I said, the people who are going to see it is because they love this sport and they are interested to know you. So for you, my friend, thank you so much to be here. Enjoy it, continue to ride it, be safe, be fast. I hope that next year maybe you can catch the second or the first place. We're going to be here just to see you. I hope that next year is going to be a big battle because everybody from the PVs they are starting to love. I want to say to the guys with the drones, thank you so much to
Yes.
make this year the event. I think that was a big upgrade, and there is lots of people seeing now this event because of the category of these drones who put the event very very high, and that's what we need. If you are there next year, bring more drones, bring more teams, and maybe then that is going to be bigger. Maybe companies like we never know, Monster Energy or Red Bulls or something like that can start to say, okay, that is a good thing for all of us, let's do it. And help these guys because it's expensive for you guys to buy these boards, to invest, to, and sometimes maybe you're going to be better with the board, but it's so much money you have to invest that is not easy to do it everything for yourself.
Yeah.
From my side, thank you so much for coming. Enjoy it, my friend. For everybody who was here, thank you so much. For this, especially, thank you for coming here.
Thank you, Nelson.
Okay, and then we